We're live. What were you gonna say?
Some sort of connection thing. I have no idea.
I just got another email or voicemail from those spam. Oh my god! How many have I gotten? We're live now, but hang on. Look at how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to.
God. It was a lot.
8. Hang on. There's more. Those are only the ones that left. 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 spam calls in the last 2 days. All right, but now we're getting into the. Oh my god! I got the halo. Look at that. I'll move over so that I'm not in it. Now I'm kind of still in it. All right. Well, I'll actually do an intro now. All right. Welcome everybody to today's podcast. We have to do them later now because I'm back into basketball season. So now they're usually going to be 6:30 to 6:45. Good bucket. If you haven't been here before, my name's Nate.
My name's Max.
And we do a bunch of different stuff with our podcast. So we it depends on the week. Sometimes we'll just ask for open questions, which is kind of what we had today. Or we'll take questions off of past videos, also kind of what we have today. We actually have a mixture of the two. So today we're talking all about guns. So we did a gun crash course 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, somewhere along there. I think it was 2 weeks ago. But and we kind of just detailed a bunch of the simple like basics of how guns work, what to know about them, bullets, calibers, gauges, all that different simple stuff for people to know that I believe everyone should know. And I got some questions DM'd to me as well as through my story. Some people asked questions. A few of my friends asked questions. So I figured, hey, let's do a podcast and address all those questions. We don't have any guns here with us. I don't think any of them require it because none of them are actually about like the function. So there's definitely some opinion stuff in there, which will be interesting. Yeah. I have a feeling Max and I will match up pretty well on that, but I like giving opinions on something that I enjoy. So,
so carbonated. Lord.
All right, so we'll jump right in. So I did what?
It's squeaked or something. I thought it was funny. All right. Anyway.
No, so I'm not taking the questions in the order I got them. I put them in a specific order because I think some kind of fall into one another. So I think going in a certain order definitely helps. So the first one, this is actually something we kind of touched in the crash course, but towards the end with myths and stuff like that. What makes a gun dangerous? The fact that it's a gun.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
This is actually. Oh no, we're actually not going to talk about that later. All right, so my thing is if it has powder and it shoots a projectile, it's dangerous. Yeah. It can harm someone. Yeah. I know a lot of people like 22s, which were in our crash course video, these little 22 long rifles. People think, oh, that can't even kill a coyote. I mean, dude, if you hit anything right, probably I know people that do home defense, which we'll talk about actually in the next question. Do home defense, self-defense with 22 hollow points, dude, and they will smack.
The trick, yeah.
Because the thing with that is it's not about hit. It's not about like stopping power like a 45 ACP. Right. Like some people carry a little heavy. Mm-hmm. But it's about getting lead down range. And if you get hit with a bunch of 40 grain hollow point 22s, you're not going to want to keep coming.
Even with a rubber round, it's going to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to hurt, and people will not like that. And especially, if you have thick clothes on, rubber round probably won't do too much, but if you get hit by a legit,
it hurts like hell.
Yeah, if you get hit by a 22 bullet, you're
gonna stop after a while. And the thing is like it doesn't kick. Like
no,
I'm a bigger dude. You could put a friggin' 10-year-old kid behind a 22 and it's not gonna recoil on him. You can shoot it as fast as you can pull the trigger.
Oh yeah.
So you can put like 10 rounds in someone in 5-6 seconds. You can boom, 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 and like I said, it's not gonna kick. So it's going to be accurate. It's actually a very overlooked home and self-defense.
Yeah.
Like I said, next question, we'll talk more about that. But in terms of what makes a gun dangerous being a gun, I think the question comes from more of what makes it more or less dangerous.
Yeah.
So like even though the 22 has the ability of killing, it's a larger round, of course, is going to
do better.
Is going to be more dangerous, just out of pure necessity. The AR is the next step up. Your 223s, then your high or your mid range like hunting rounds, like your 270s, 30-06 stuff like that, and then obviously you go above that. You got 308s, 338s, keep going up, 300 Win Mag, up to everybody knows the big old 50 cal, and it just scales up based on that.
Yeah, and not only with power, but like fire rate and everything, all that. Like that's reloading.
We kind of talked about that in Crash Course capability.
Yeah, fire rate is very obviously. If you have a gun, like let's say you have a muzzle loader, you take one shot. It takes a long time to reload, but if you have a 22,
you better hit that damn shot.
Yeah, if you have a 22, you could put a few right in, and then obviously you might probably stop that person a lot. Or
so it's
animal.
It's a mix of caliber and capability.
Yeah,
caliber determines the power of it. Capability determines what you can do with that power.
Yeah,
because like that's why a lot of people love AR-15s, because even though it's usually a 223 or a 5.56, which aren't large rounds, if you can put lead down range and get the job done if need be.
Fast too.
Consistent, accurate. That's what I was saying with the 22. If someone came in my house, I'd have no problem hitting them with 10 rounds of hollow .22.
Right.
It's going to get in. It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
All right. So next question. So this kind of goes in. We're obviously talking about it a lot, so you guys are going to know the answer when I ask it. Do you think concealed carry, self-defense, and home defense are important? 100%.
Of course.
Yeah. I think again, this kind of is like a concealed question. I feel like a lot of people are scared of it. So they're asking like, should I be scared of doing that? Not at all. It's first of all, it's your right, not only Second Amendment right to carry, but also your right to life and self-preservation,
and
which are two of the three biggest principles.
And also protecting other people.
Yes.
Because if you're in, let's say you're getting a coffee in like Dunkin' Donuts or something, somebody comes in and they're pointing a gun at everybody, and let's say nobody else has a gun except you. You don't want to bring fists to a gunfight because that can end very quickly. So you want to gun against gun is probably the best way. Just like end.
You can't do anything if you don't have it.
Right.
That's the problem with like gun-free zones and stuff. People say, "Oh, it's safer." No, that's a friggin' hotspot.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, gun-free zone. Bad guy looks. He goes, "Gun-free zone. Nobody else has anything. Nobody's stopping me."
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm walking right in and I'm shooting. Like it's obvious. It's like it sounds nice. Like it sounds gun-free zone. It sounds pretty and peaceful. It's a bad guy hotspot. They're just looking to shoot that up.
Yeah. And you want somebody there, like not only if you have, like, let's say you don't have a gun and you're in a situation where somebody is holding something down, but this other guy has a gun. You would want somebody to have a gun to protect everybody else with yourself and them. It's very important, I think.
And statistics don't lie. Legal carrying goes up. Violent crimes goes down, and number of crimes stopped by self-defense or defensive use of a firearm also goes up.
I think it's very important. For sure.
In terms of home defense, again, very important. If you have somebody coming in your own home, your own property, threatening your own family, you want the upper hand every single time. I don't care. That is a direct threat on your family.
Yeah.
Again, if you have one firearm in your house, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is, but I feel there's some obligation, especially if you live in an area that's just not a good place.
Yeah. It's definitely important. It would be. Obviously it's not mandatory, but it would be definitely beneficial just in case if that does happen to you.
Yeah. So in the end, I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one that actually connects with that. So how do I get into shooting or using firearms? And I think this is another big one that goes along with that, where people, they're kind of like, I'm a new gun owner. I don't feel safe, or I want to now protect myself for some reason. And they go, all right, how do I get started? You know what I mean? So first thing, do research, watch videos, podcasts like this. You can learn a lot. Go to a local gun shop, learn from them. Yeah. Be like, I'm trying to do this. what can I get to do these things? I want to conceal carry. What can I do to conceal carry properly? What's your best recommendation for it? What are the best tools to get that done effectively? Because I don't want to be out there with shitty tools. It's a tool. I mean, if you buy a friggin' rubber hammer that just wiggles around, it's not going to be an effective tool. It's the same thing with a firearm. But then the third thing is learn your laws in a state. We'll talk about Connecticut's laws because
very important.
but learn the laws of your state, especially concealed carry. Home defense, kind of just learn your stand your ground laws. If your state has them, what they entail. Because I know like Connecticut, where we live, is a lot different from Texas or Georgia or any of those southern states. Better laws. Like I said, we'll talk about Connecticut laws after. But learn your laws, and then once you put all those things together, so you have any certification you need, you've gotten your firearm that you've done your research on, learned about, you know how to use it, go out and use it. I mean, a lot of people, they'll get it and they'll just stash it away so they have it, but they don't know how the hell to actually work with it. Because if you get in a situation where you are required to use it and you've touched it twice, once or twice, you're gonna fumble, you're gonna be a bad shot, you're gonna be freaked out to be handling it, you're gonna be in a bad situation with little idea of what you're doing. So even if it's once a week, get out in the range, shoot, move around and shoot. That's a big thing. In terms of if you're trying to get into home defense as well, learn your home. I've a lot of like home defense trainers, they say zone out your house. So like we're in the basement of this house, so this would be a zone. This room here, this would be a zone. There's a door leading in, so then that would be an entry point, and this is our zone to ambush and protect from. Then there's the next level up. There could be 2 or 3 zones there, depending on where the entry points are. So you want to learn your entry points where someone can come in, and then also know where you can get the upper hand. I mean, like we said, it's protecting yourself. So when I use the term ambush, it's protection. I don't care if you ambush somebody, they came in your house, they're threatening you and your family. You want the best upper hand in that situation. And also protect your house in ways other than that, so you might not have to be put in that situation. All right. I went on a rant there.
Yeah, you covered it all well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All righty. So here's a very interesting one that I know a lot of gun owners get is what firearms do you own? So the arsenal question. And I don't like answering this question for a couple of reasons. So one, I don't want people knowing exactly what's in my house or in my possession, first of all, because then if somebody gets in my house, they know what's there. So they know if they find 1 or 2 of them, they haven't found all of them. And then second, if somebody does get in the house, I don't want them knowing what I'm coming at them with.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, like, I don't know how many there are, but people will do like arsenal rundowns. I don't care about those videos. I think they're stupid for that reason I said. They know exactly what's there. They know one of those is coming at them and they can match it. So if somebody's coming in my house, I don't want them knowing what the hell I have.
Yeah.
I don't want you to know if you're getting hit with a shotgun, a rifle, a pistol. I don't want you knowing because I don't want you to try and match it if you have that knowledge. I'm guessing you probably don't have much else on that.
No, there's all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like with weapons, I guess that
Mm-hmm.
really covers everything.
But I mean, like, we do hunting videos, so there's guns we have because you'll see them there. So, like, and I'll talk about it. The next question is, what's your favorite firearm? My 12 gauge pump. I love that gun. 1970 Beretta, dude. That thing is the sexiest gun ever. I love shooting it. Old school pump. You can't beat an old school pump shotgun. It will always work, always feed. It's beautiful. But staying on that same thing, like, you may know that's there, but that doesn't mean I'm coming at you with it if you get in my house.
Right.
Like I said before, I wouldn't care shooting a 22 if that's what's available to me.
And you have plenty of other guns.
Mm-hmm. I don't want you knowing what I'm coming at you with.
Right.
So even if you may see some, like in the crash course, you saw some of both of our guns. That doesn't mean that's what's going to be used if someone comes in my house and my father and I need to utilize one of them to protect our family. or God forbid my mother or sister need to use them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want you knowing what's coming at you.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I got for that. All right. So we answered those. So now the speculative ones. We might argue on these. Not argue, but disagree cordially. What do you think is the worst myth surrounding guns? Like if you had to pick from the broad, because there are tons of myths. If you had to pick one
there's tons.
that you think is the worst, and then in what way do you think it's the worst?
Okay, I'd go with I think the worst one is that guns kill people. No, people kill people. People kill. The gun is the tool. Just like anybody with a knife or something, that's a tool, and people are killing other people. I think that one's ridiculous.
I think it's a logical fallacy too.
Yeah.
That just gets overlooked just in a phrase.
Yeah,
Like people just say it, and it's just like
a gun's not going to get up, load itself, put bullets in the mag, and put the mag in itself. Turn the safety off, get ready to shoot. No gun does that.
Well, that was why in our crash course, I don't remember what gun it was, but I took it and its ammo. I put them right next to each other, and I said, "Nothing's gonna happen.
No,
I could load this right now. Nothing's gonna happen. I could even turn the safety off on the table. Nothing's gonna happen unless I throw it on the ground." But even then, I mean, it's not gonna happen. I mean, there has to be a physical enactment by a person for it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we've been hunting 100,000 times together, and there's been a loaded gun every single time. And
I mean, I don't plan on turning and
well,
pulling.
no.
Is that what you're? Is that what you think of me? Wow.
No, what I mean is like the gun has not shot either him or I any time.
Never gone off by accident.
No,
Safety's always on.
nothing.
I mean, it's not a problem. Hunting is one of the safest outdoor sports out there because of the tool used.
Yeah, because it's a dangerous tool. It really is, but that's why they train you so well on how to use it
Exactly.
correctly and safely.
Oh, I mean, I've had a few days to think about this. This is the first time you're getting the questions so I've thought through multiple myths. I can't. Dude, there's so many bad ones out there.
The only really one that I know is the guns.
Yeah, that, like I said, that's a big one. That's just a big, terrible logical fallacy.
Yeah.
The other one I don't like is the idea that legal gun owners should be punished for illegal use of firearms. Because, like I said before, statistics show as legal gun ownership and legal concealed carry goes up, violent crime in that area goes down.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
In the places where you see the highest crime are the places with the harshest gun laws, where people aren't protecting themselves.
Yeah, no,
that's a huge one.
I agree with that.
I don't know. We touched on a bunch of them in our thing too. I mean, there's a ton. I don't even know if that's like the biggest one. Oh, geez. I mean, then like oh my God, the AR-15 myths are horrendous. There's just so many with that platform alone that are awful. My favorite is it's too powerful for the streets, but it's not enough to hunt. I love that myth. It's the stupidest thing ever. So it's enough to kill a 200-pound man, but not enough to kill a 140-pound doe out in the field. Like, it's just so stupid.
People use them for wild boar, which are invasive animals that destroy.
Dude, they smoke them with it.
Oh yeah, the thing. Oh yeah.
But like, and then like no, I know what the worst one is, and we'll talk about it more when we get to Connecticut gun laws because it's egregious in Connecticut's gun laws. Look at me using my big boy words.
Never even heard that word before.
It's awful, basically.
Yeah.
But this idea the term assault weapons is not a real term. It literally just isn't a term. Because I heard someone make a very good point in a video the other day that assault just means attack. So any weapon you attack someone with is technically an assault weapon by the definition of the two words.
Yeah.
So if I assault someone with a hammer, that becomes an assault weapon.
Yeah, no, that makes actually I've never thought of it that way, and that's
And again, even assault rifle isn't a legitimate term.
No,
it'll be a fully automatic rifle.
You can use any rifle as an assault rifle. I mean, you're using a hunting weapon, that can be an assault rifle because you're using it
by the definitions of the words. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that makes sense.
But like I said, it's a blanket term for a reason. It's to get past gun laws because it sounds nasty.
Yeah,
it sounds awful, and it's really not. And it's a way that you can put things that don't really matter or don't affect the actual function of the firearm into that category, and then ban further firearms. Like we'll talk about, again, Connecticut gun laws after do that a lot, where they'll take things that they say classify it as an assault weapon, which again isn't a real term, and then they can just get rid of certain guns because of that classification on something that isn't a term.
Yeah.
In the first, it's stupid. I mean, and then this idea that it's like, and then what they apply it to is even more stupid.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And then they get people using it that don't even understand what it like represents. Even like
I've seen people like it what did it say? An AR-40 something.
Oh my god, AR-47.
Like okay,
AK-15.
If you're gonna try and be serious about this and like try and pass laws or whatever, at least get the things correct.
Biden saying AR-14 in one video, like
there you go.
I mean, great.
Got it.
But yeah, I mean, oh my god. That's one other thing I hate is people that know nothing about guns get no like assistance on like know-how of what they should know about them, and then they try to pass legislation like they know anything. That annoys the hell out of me. That's not a myth, obviously, but that's actually the truth. It's not a myth. And then the wood myth. You ever heard that?
No.
Where people freak out over guns that are metal or like polymer, but like if they see a wood gun, they think it's safer. So if I have a 338 with a wood stock, it's fine. But a 22 that has a metal stock is a lot more dangerous than that 338.
Wait, I didn't even know that was an actual thing.
Well, that's the thing is people try to justify saying the Second Amendment is there to hunt. The word hunt is not in the Second Amendment.
It's the right to bear arms, correct?
Protection against this tyrannical government. Exactly.
And oh my god. I can't even. Wooden guns are safer. Wooden guns are safer.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
Wooden guns. Okay, wow.
It looks safer. It looks cute. It's wood.
No.
It's wood. It's wood.
When you get your 12 gauge as a pump, wood stock.
Wood stock, dude.
It is not safe.
No, you can.
If you get hit with that round.
Yeah, if you get hit, dude, you can cycle. Well, even they think like the function of it's safer. Like somehow the safety works better.
What? No.
And it's easier to hand like the AR where they say it's too hard to aim and handle. Dude, if you get a good AR, it is deadly accurate. It is dead accurate. Oh my god. But it's like
I can't even.
Dude, I could put a 1 ounce slug through that 12 gauge and tear up anything on this planet, essentially.
Go right through that wooden beam right there, like nothing.
With a good slug, you can kill almost any living thing on this planet. But it's not dangerous because it's wood.
Yeah, no. You can kill a 1,500-pound moose, but it's wood, so it's
no, it's wood, so it's safe. It's not that dangerous. It's not as dangerous as an AR shooting a 5.56.
Do you think an AR could go through a moose? Like a shotgun could? Like tear it up?
What, a moose? Yeah. With a shotgun?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. With a good slug?
No. I mean, do you think an AR could do it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the speed those things are shooting at,
it's quick. It's
a penetrating machine, especially a 5.56 AR. That's a penetrating machine.
Yeah.
That sounded a little.
Yeah.
That was my nickname in high school.
Isn't it Magic Johnson? Let's not talk about
No, we're not going there.
Yeah. No.
Suspect. But yeah, the AR is harder to handle, harder to aim, harder to.
That's silly.
It's not accurate.
That's silly.
Oh my god. It's humorous, but at the same time, it's like these are people that are like trying to make legislation on this stuff, and they don't understand anything.
It's funny, but it's actually like, and this all jokes aside, it's actually kind of sad.
Yeah, that it's like those are the people we end up putting in office. I mean, hell, it's on both sides. There's some people that don't understand anything. I mean,
both sides.
It mostly comes from the left on gun control. But there are people on the right that are just there and don't understand it, and that's why they don't fight it. You know what I mean? All right, this one's gonna get me even more pissed off. Thoughts on CT gun laws, because they are horrendous. I don't know how much you know about them. So I'll be turning 18 in a week. I'll apply for what we have. It's called a long gun permit. So in Connecticut, to buy a firearm or ammo, for a long gun, you have to have an ammo permit to buy ammo, obviously in the name, or a long gun permit to buy a long gun and long gun ammo, so shotgun and rifles or shotgun and rifle ammo. To get a pistol, you need to have a pistol permit or a concealed carry permit in order to buy handguns or handgun ammo. So take a guess how long it takes to get that permit. So you send in your application, fingerprints, social security, all that. You send it in. Guess how long it takes them to get that back to you?
You go with 4 months, 6 months.
No, you're way over, but
way over.
8 weeks on average.
Really?
6 to 8 weeks on average.
Really?
So obviously you thought it was longer because Connecticut is terrible with gun laws. But think about this. So you need to get a long gun permit. So you apply. First of all, you have to go through your town. They have to actually give you the paperwork. Then you have to send it to the state, who then gives it to the FBI, who then gives it back to the state to give to you. How does that take 8 weeks? With our current mail system. First of all, how does that take 8 weeks? Except for the state stalling it.
Our mail system is great. We get
Well, it's not great, but it's not 8 weeks to go to DC and back.
No, we get cards from Minnesota, which it literally takes like
Couple days, yeah. But
It takes 8 weeks.
the state also has the right to openly deny it to you if they have a reason. So it doesn't matter what the FBI says, but the state can deny you, and they can also withhold it to the time they deem fit.
I guess
which is why you get to that 8 weeks.
I could kind of see where that would make, like, if somebody has a bad background.
But remember, there's an FBI background check.
Okay. Well,
So it's already been determined by the FBI that you're clear.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that bad then. It shouldn't take that long.
When in other states, you can literally walk in, get an FBI background check in milliseconds. They say, okay, you're clear. What would you like to buy? And I can buy something within 20 minutes of walking in the store. But in Connecticut, we need a long gun permit that takes 8 weeks to get.
But you need a long gun permit just to buy a long gun?
Just to buy a long gun, just to buy a rifle or shotgun or the ammo.
Why?
Or you can get an ammo permit, and the ammo permit alone, not even to buy a firearm, takes a minimum of 4 weeks on average.
Why?
Because Connecticut's awful. But and then also, so I'll lay out a situation for you too. So we have some awful cities, terrible crime cities.
Yeah,
New Haven and Hartford are both in the top 50 worst violent crime cities in the country. Plus, we have multiple others that people may not know that are up there as well. Bridgeport, New London, the bad parts of New London.
Yeah.
And then a couple other cities and some like white trash towns essentially that have some bad drug crimes.
Yep.
So if you feel the need to defend yourself, defend your home, defend your kids, it can take you up to 8 weeks to get that gun.
That's
a minimum of 6 weeks on average.
why. Like,
so
why?
if you're so think about this. If your life is consistently in danger, so you have a gang like shooting up your house every night or once a week or there's drive-bys on your street, dude, there are some nasty things that happen in Hartford. I mean, and I mean New Haven's not far behind. But so you're in physical danger. Other houses on your street have been robbed at gunpoint. So you know there's someone going house to house, robbing houses at gunpoint, and you have to wait 8 weeks to get something to protect your family.
Now, what about a handgun permit?
So you have to be 21 years old. It's
What?
the same waiting period. I mean,
Really?
that's universal pretty much, but it's still the same 8 week on average waiting period.
I think that's
So to get any firearm, and also for a pistol permit, you have to go through training, concealed carry training. So you'd have to. So if you wanted to get a long gun, you'd have to wait at least 6 to 8 weeks to actually get the permit. Then still go out buy firearm ammo, and then you're set after 8 weeks of waiting. Or you can get a handgun concealed carry permit, which means you have to take a class, spend more money to take the class, wait another 8 weeks for the permit to come through, and then you can conceal carry and defend your home. So either way, the lowest number you're waiting on average is 6 weeks, but it's usually going to be 8 weeks
I don't like that.
to defend if you need to defend your family. You have to wait 8 weeks to do so.
That's actually
That
horrible.
is dangerous as hell.
No, that is dangerous. That's bad. That's actually really bad.
Well, we're both blessed to have firearms in our homes that could be used. But when we were in elementary school, I think I was 3rd grade, we had a guy breaking in houses literally on our street, a street away, the town over, and he was just hitting random houses in a couple areas in the neighboring towns. And if somebody needed a firearm for that, we're in a rural area. A lot of people own them. A lot of hunters, a lot of outdoorsmen, a lot of range shooters.
Yeah.
But if somebody needed that in that time, what was that? How old? What year was that? Oh, no. Then they could have gotten it because it was established in 2014. But say this happened in 2015, the year after all this was established. That person would have had to wait 8 weeks when this person, I think, had hit 12 homes in 8 nights. Over a period of 2 weeks, he hit 12 homes in 8 nights, and he was like breaking through windows and stuff. So imagine if you felt the need to protect your family, you would have to wait 8 weeks to do so when this absolute piece of trash criminal has broken into 12 houses in under 14 days. And you have to wait another 6 weeks after that to get a firearm to protect your family from this guy.
Yeah, that's not not right.
That's awful.
Yeah.
But that was instituted after, if you're in America, you know the Sandy Hook shooting, massive tragedy. But Connecticut's a Democrat state, heavy gun control, always has been. Surrounding states are all heavy gun control. But they utilize that to then pass stricter gun laws because of the emotion of it, which I also think is extremely wicked.
Yeah,
but that's how gun control gets passed.
Because
of emotion. Think of Parkland, the Las Vegas shooting. Yeah. Every time, right after those, people are emotional. Gun control, pass it, push it.
Yeah, let's get rid of guns.
Because people stop thinking, and the people that hate guns already get fired up because they hear gun attack. Something bad has happened, blame the gun.
Yeah.
So they use that emotion, and that's what happened in Connecticut after Sandy Hook. So apparently we punish legal gun owners because a deranged man with extreme mental illnesses stole guns to then go shoot kids illegally. So he didn't own the guns. I think it was a family member owned the guns. He staged himself, I believe, at his grandmother's house and then went and shot up little kids. Yet somehow us legal gun owners get stopped.
Yeah, we get
because there was a gun-free zone where this guy was able to get illegal guns and just walk in. So now we have to wait 8 weeks to defend our families, or 8 weeks plus a course and that certification to concealed carry to stop people like that.
I can't even believe that stuff actually. That's like an actual rule.
Whereas, if I go down south to one of the gun haven states, I can get a background check. Quick,
no time.
Maybe a course, maybe even not. Get a background check, get my concealed carry permit, pay the $70, whatever it is. Go by, and within the week, I am concealed carrying legally, protecting myself, protecting others.
Yeah, but here you're gonna postpone that a little.
And we're not even the worst.
No.
New Jersey, I know.
Oh,
yeah. I'd say they're probably the worst. They don't even put the proper forms on their government website. So they make it almost impossible to even find the forms to register for permits.
So what?
How is that not a violation of right to bear arms when you're not even allowing Connecticut? All right, the forms are there, so I know that's there.
Yeah,
I know I can pass a background check. I haven't done anything in my life. But say a single mother down in New Jersey's had her home being watched by someone, knowing he's probably going to break in, and she goes can I apply for this permit? And they go, yeah, look at the website. It's not there, or it's impossible to find. I've heard that from a lot of people in videos that it's impossible to find there.
That's awful. That's horrible.
That's
a violation against the.
It's a violation, and it's just dangerous for people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't get it.
Some silly stuff.
And
And
then-
anyway, even if we do get rid of guns, I mean, drugs are illegal, but there's
Mhm.
literally
The
drugs
worst.
everywhere. And that will probably.
Well, and that's the
eventually
problem
happen
is
with
places
guns.
where you control guns, the illegal market goes up. Why do you think Chicago is one of the top places in shootings that has the strictest gun laws in the country? There's multiple shootings every week.
Yep. And
A minimum of a few shootings every week. Like it's not like, what was it, 4th of July 2 years ago, where there was like 79 shootings that weekend and like 18 people killed or some ridiculous in one weekend.
79.
I think it was 79 people shot in one weekend, and somewhere in the teens, people died. And it's like, okay, so where are the legal gun owners to try and stop that? Why do you have the heaviest gun control in the country, yet you have the highest rates of shootings?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like that in every place in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, New York City, Baltimore, Maryland is awful. Maryland has terrible gun laws as well. They're typically in the top 5 or so in the country, along with New Jersey. New Jersey has some rough cities. I mean, multiple California cities. California is just the most anti-gun place in the 50. I'm pretty convinced.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't get that. How statistics, literally, I said anybody can go look up these statistics. As legal gun owners rises, the number of defensive legal uses of firearms rises, and the number of violent crimes in a given area drops.
Yeah.
And as gun control goes up, the illegal market rises, and the illegal use of firearms rises. But then also, if you actually compare other countries, like with bans, like the UK, Britain, after their gun ban, 1998, late 90s.
Wait, can you not
handgun
even
ban?
own a gun there?
No, you can. It's
Okay.
just there's a handgun ban of some variety, so I think it's like restricted to very certain people, and then like hunting firearms and stuff.
Yeah.
But since then, now there's a stabbing every 4.5 minutes on average, and you can literally watch the two like. So there's like gun deaths and like stabbings here, and it literally just goes. They just cross each other because people stopped using guns and started stabbing people. And I mean, like cars, Nice, France, dude ran over 80 plus people
Yeah.
and killed like,
Yeah.
I think he killed 80 plus people and ran over 100 something, 140 or 60. And it's like, okay, so that, I mean, dude, if there was a giant group of people and you wanted to take them out as effectively as possible, it would be a car.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
100%. I mean, a bullet is yay big on average, and it has to hit a certain point to be deadly. If you smash someone with a car at 60 miles an hour, you're destroying their body. Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you wanted to do a harm to a massive amount of people, a car would be the way. And we don't ban cars.
No.
We don't have car control.
Yeah, cars are definitely they should be a weapon. I mean, they're dangerous. Cars are very dangerous.
They should be considered a weapon.
Yeah.
Or a possible weapon, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, but nothing against cars. I mean, we need cars.
Exactly. You can't ban cars.
Yeah, and we need guns.
We need guns. Exactly. You can't ban knives. We need knives in our everyday life. You can't ban hammers. You can't ban baseball bats. I mean,
dude, put nails in those things. They are deadly.
Even just a friggin' wooden baseball bat.
You
don't blame Louisville Slugger because someone whacked someone's face in with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I mean, friggin' axes. I mean, some of the most horrific crimes, like serial killer crimes and stuff in our nation's history have been with axes. Like if you actually listen, or read about the crimes, are heinous as hell, and it's axes.
What about I don't know, a little while ago there was a murder, like some person stabbed someone with like 17 different times. I don't remember.
With glass. Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't know. This was like years ago.
There was one in Bridgeport where a guy killed somebody with a piece of glass. He stabbed him in the neck and pulled it through his neck. He killed him with a piece of glass, of broken glass.
That's crazy.
But guns kill people, not people.
No. Yeah.
And then, like I said, with Britain, stabbings immediately shot up after guns were taken.
Yeah.
Because if people want to commit a violent crime, they are going to do so. And the best way to stop them is to be prepared with a firearm. 100%.
Well, did they ever get in Britain? Was there ever like a constitution that you can have guns?
No, it was no, it wasn't a right. I think we're actually the only country with a set right to firearms. Because I know Canada has harsh laws. I don't believe there's a property defense law in Canada as a whole, so you can't defend. I'm not 100% sure. I don't live in Canada, but from what I've gathered, you can't legally defend your property if someone just walks in your house.
Really?
So if somebody breaks in your house and
I hope that,
dude, if somebody aimed a gun at me, I am lighting them the hell up. I do not care what the law is. I'm doing it. But the fact that you can be prosecuted for defending your home from a violent felon disgusts me, honestly.
No, that's I agree. That's awful. If somebody comes in my house that's threatening, I'm going to shoot them.
100%. I don't care.
Do not.
If you threaten someone else, you give up your right to live. Period. If you violently threaten somebody else and threaten to take their life, you give up your right to live. But I can just keep running down statistics. People always say, oh, well, Britain and Australia, they all had drops in violent crimes after gun bans, except it runs at the exact same or very close to the exact same rate as the decline in violent crime across the Western world.
Guns are just
a tool.
But they're very efficient at killing, and that's why people use them, because they're that's what they're made to do, is actually kill things.
But also violent crime statistics are also varied based on the place because they have different classifications of law.
Right.
So like if you actually, it takes work to do, but if you actually take like the same subset of violent crimes in America, like so murders, rapes, aggravated assault, I think all assaults are considered. I think battery is the only form of assault that isn't considered violent crime, if I'm 100% correct. Manslaughter, anything along those lines, murder, homicide, all those, and you actually compare them to the equivalents in other countries, they line up in the exact same decline effectively, even though those countries have gun bans.
Well, and
if you compare it to areas like we said before, gun bans in America versus places that aren't, like more gun-free cities. Cities as a whole are generally gun controlled because larger populations, but like if you compare or if you level out statistics, so if you ratio them off to one another so that they're equal, places with more open firearm laws and more legal carrying people immediately have more defensive uses and less violent crime overall.
Yeah.
It's statistically
not wrong.
It's statistically supported, logically supported. If you have someone threatening you, you don't have a gun, they're gonna win.
Yeah,
they're going to win.
Yeah.
If you two are standing 10 yards from each other, they have a gun and you don't, they're going to win. If you both have a firearm, you have a chance of winning.
Yeah.
Period.
First.
Shoot first, shoot accurate.
Honestly, they say never throw first when you're fighting, but if it's a gun is different when you're being.
Yeah, if it's a weapon, you strike first.
Yeah, no, you want to. Definitely.
That's why as soon as I'm 21, wherever I'm living, I'm getting a concealed carry permit. I'm concealed carrying everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't care what people say. It's smart, like you said, smart.
I don't care too. It's safe for him and also everybody else. Let's say around him. That's safe. Definitely.
True. That's another part is you're not only protecting yourself. If you're in a friggin' Walmart and there's 80 people in the store and there's one bad guy, there might be one or two of you concealed carrying, and now you're the only defense from that one guy protecting 80 people. If you think about it that way,
better do good.
People are bad. There's bad people. And that's what I was saying before. You need to train on that stuff so that you're capable of actually
protecting yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're actually capable of efficiently and properly protecting yourself and others. Yeah. And going back to the myths with mass shootings, we talked about it in our gun crash course, the idea that, first of all, that ARs are the choice of mass shooters. No. The majority are done with handguns. the determination of what a mass shooting is changes state to state and like different laws. I believe the normal is 7 people killed, which is perfectly capable with a handgun.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah, easily.
Especially with another mag. Multiple have been carried out with shotguns. I mean, but we talked about in our gun crash course, out of all homicides or attempted murders with firearms, you're 19 times more likely to be killed with a handgun than than any kind of long gun, any kind of shotgun or rifle.
Any gun in general really is AR.
Oh,
I mean, not an AR, handgun.
And now I remember the one other thing I wanted to touch on CT law that is even more dangerous when you actually put statistics to it. So Connecticut gun law states that you can't have a magazine that is capable of holding more than 10 rounds, or you can't have it within a fire or in a firearm utilized more than 10 rounds. So you want to hear why that's really terrible? The average untrained person in a defensive use of a firearm takes an average of 5 to 6 shots to accurately hit their target. So if we take that situation where somebody doesn't go to the range and they have 2 people come in their house, 3 people come in their house, and it takes them an average of 5 shots to hit one of those people, 5 to 6 shots. So if it's 6 shots, it takes them 12 shots to hit accurately twice. So if they run through 10, they hit 1, maybe.
Yeah, so
there still could be 2 or 3 other people coming.
Yeah, if you're living in Connecticut, definitely want to hit the course a few times.
Yeah.
To get you.
Now, the average trained individual to hit a lethal shot takes an average of about 2.5 to 3 shots. So obviously that's a mark for training, but even still, there's situations where 4 or 5 guys come into a house. I mean, if someone's in my house, I don't care how many rounds I have in my gun. I'm protecting myself. I don't care.
No,
If I have that available to me, if you have that available to you, smack the 30-round clip in there. I don't care. Protect yourself.
The old buckshot, they'd hit a few at a time. So.
I mean, from close though, you're hitting them with a fist-sized hole pretty much with buckshot. So I mean, it's not spreading out, but it'll stop them.
Yeah,
it'll stop
them. Definitely.
Especially like if you're shooting a full choke or improved modified, it's only literally hitting the size of your fist, pretty much blasting a hole through. So I mean, it's like hitting them with a big bullet, pretty much.
Yeah.
But going back to that 2.5, 3 rounds, 4 people come in your house, 2.5 hit times 4 is 10. So that is the exact number to hit each person accurately once from a decently trained shooter.
Yeah,
very iffy situation.
And especially when you're at the range, you feel more
settled.
Yeah. But if you're getting attacked, you're gonna be very nervous and like spasm. Your hands will probably be shaking. You're gonna be nervous. So
the average person,
right.
A lot of people like trainers and stuff say to piss yourself off.
Yeah.
Learn to have a hidden rage that I just think about the gun laws and it stuck me with 10 rounds. Boom. But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. When you go to gun control, stuff like that, and put it up against casual statistics, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It actually does more harm than good.
Yeah. Like
I said, anybody can look up statistics on guns. They work. Legal gun owners are not to blame. Also, the conflated number of gun deaths is disgusting to me. People parade around this huge number. What is it, 48,000 gun deaths or something? I mean, that's a obviously very sad number, but to parade it around like it's homicides disgusts me. 62% of that is suicides. I mean, accidental gun shootings. Legal police shootings, defensive uses of firearms. From year to year, the average of defensive use of a firearm is 2 to 3 million, whether the trigger is pulled or not. Yeah. I mean, like when you're parading around this number, like, 48,000 gun deaths, yet 75% of those are taken up by legal uses of guns or suicides, which is violence against oneself,
which you also don't have to use a gun for. It's just a lot easier.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. But like then to parade that around like that's the big number and like calling it gun violence, like violence is being enacted upon someone illegally, like that just, especially to use suicide in that number, that it pisses me off.
Yeah, no, because that's
to
not,
say like that an
it's
individual
not right.
who's so hurt that they take their own life is extremely sad,
Yeah,
like brutally sad.
it's just,
And then
it's
to
not
parade
right.
that around for your usage to pass legislation that statistically doesn't work because you're so emotionally invested and scared of a tool.
It's actually more messed up than.
Yes,
It's
messed up. Like
it's doing more harm than good.
it's messed up. Like to think like, all right, this how what 62% of, I keep saying 48,000. I'm pretty sure that's the average number. I could look it up, but I don't feel like it. Here, actually, I will look it up. Because it is important to note.
Got a text.
We'll look up 2020, so last year.
So no.
Oh, it's 19,000. Okay. And it actually went up. So 19,000. So we'll do math here. So 19,000 was it? 19,223. 19,223. So we're getting exact numbers. So 19,223 gun deaths last year. So the average, we'll even go down. We'll go from the average, I think, is 62% of suicide every year. We'll go down to 60%. That means of those 19,000, 11,500 are suicides. So now let's take the number of accidental shootings. Accidental shootings, police shootings, and defensive uses, I believe, make up around 10%. So now we'll take that same 19,223 and we'll be minimalistic again. We're downing the averages to about 70% that are non-homicide, which means 13,456. So that means of that 19,000, 5,700 are homicide.
So the suicide more than doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how like brutally misrepresented that number is. And then to parade that number around like first of all, that guns are to blame as a tool is idiotic. It's a logical fallacy. And then also to conflate that number with other numbers to make it sound like there's more occurring than there is. Obviously, what was it, 5,400, 5,700, whatever it was? That's a lot of people killed illegally. But then to compare that to 3 million defensive uses of firearms, that's beautiful to me.
Yeah.
The fact that in 3 million situations, people either protected themselves, protected others. Obviously, you're protecting yourself because you're doing it, but protecting others, protecting their families, protecting innocent people, that just brings joy to my heart.
No, yeah, it's carrying is actually a good thing. A lot of people are like, oh, well, guy's carrying a gun. No, it's actually a good thing, and you would be thanking that person
Damn
if
right.
somebody comes in and tries to shoot up wherever you are.
Then, I mean, if someone's concealed carrying, you don't know. I mean, unless you go frisking the person, which I don't recommend doing in public, you're not going to know that person's carrying. And like Max said, you're going to thank them a lot if they're the one that comes and saves your ass in that situation. Yeah. And that's, like I said, I'm getting concealed carry as soon as I can. I know my father's going to get it soon, hopefully. If he's able, but yeah, I got worked up today. It annoys me. It is annoying.
Yeah, no, it is. Anybody that isn't fired up by that is silly.
But yeah, like I said, that the using suicide to bolster a number just to push your legislation kind of just like just twists me the wrong way.
Well,
it just
that could go into a whole nother thing like healthcare and whatever. You could go with suicide.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about healthcare.
I mean, think of the majority of people that commit mass shootings too. They're not healthy individuals.
No, the majority are actually
not
really
healthy individuals.
Messed up people.
Like the Parkland kid was released from, the Sandy Hook shooter too. I don't remember their names because I don't want to know their names. That's another thing, people parade names around, and I think that's even more disgusting because you give them the fame they want. I think they should be humiliated. They're terrible people. I literally can't remember either of their names, and like I said, I don't want to. but I know both of them were released from psychiatric care within a couple months of committing those crimes. The Las Vegas shooter was a military man who was extremely messed up from PTSD.
Yeah, the military.
And got zero care.
Dude, the military really can mess people up because you're sitting there and your best friend. His whole
I know he had
is
issues like that.
Yeah, there is an issue. Like,
but then he was just cast out, and again, people say like, oh, he had fully automatic firearms. First of all, that's not proven because in the videos, the rate of fire could easily be attributed to someone pulling the trigger quickly. Like it's perfectly capable.
Military.
He was a military man.
Kind of trained for that.
But also, even if they were fully automatic, I mean, it's been years now. I don't remember the exact details. Even if they were, it's still illegally constructed.
Yeah.
So it's not like he got those legal. Like that was one of the arguments is that he got those and reconstructed them. Exactly, he reconstructed them. He didn't buy those off the street.
Yeah.
Even if they were illegal, fully automatic firearms.
Right.
But going back to the main point, like you said, mental illness is an issue that's out there.
Huge issue, yeah.
And then either whether that's mass shootings or suicide.
Yeah.
Both of which are terrible situations in very different ways.
Right.
But this is definitely our most serious one, especially towards the end.
I think so.
But oh no, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, and also mass shootings don't make up a large amount of shootings, thank God.
That's good.
I mean it's a small percentage, 2 or 3%, maybe 1%, I think, is closer to it. But like I said, that's obviously they're horrible, but that's a good thing that they don't happen as much as people think they do, because I think a lot of it's media attention, and that's why I said I don't want to speak their names. They're terrible people, because then you give them the fame that they want and that notorious image they want, and I think that's idiotic. But also I think the media latches on to stories and makes them sound like it's happening every day.
The media, just with everything, doesn't matter what it is, everything, they're going to bump it up a few levels and make it seem
they want to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing to notice. I mean, I know, especially recently, there's a lot of drop in media approval and media trust. Not surprised. From both sides, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
From all sides of the political spectrum, people are dropping their trust. I'm not surprised. And especially with something like this where they say the shooter's name and they show all the victims' faces and stuff. And I'd rather see that than the shooter.
Yeah.
Or in any crime. I don't want to see the person that committed it. I don't care about them. They're worthless to society at that point.
This is a little off, but what do you so if somebody commits a mass shooting, do you think they should get the help that they like let's say they're mentally screwed up, should they get the help they need, or should they death sentence, or like even if the person is just normal and they just
I think that depends. Like, yeah, you gave a few different situations. I think that depends on the person.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want them out of anywhere ever.
Right.
If they do something to that extent.
No, that's not
like the Parkland kid he was a little screwed up in the head for sure. He had some issues, but he also was saying like I just wanted attention. So like I said, like parading him around, giving him attention, using his name just doesn't.
If you want attention, why would you kill people?
Well, that's the mental.
That's the negative attention.
Exactly. Well, that's the problem is I think people just get to that place and they just want some attention, and even if it's infamous attention, then. But yeah, like I was saying before, I don't want to see that person's face. I'd rather celebrate the victims, even though I think that's in some way both an invasion of the family's privacy, a little bit to some extent. And I also think it still runs the story on a little longer than it needs to a lot of the time. And that, again, incentivizes it to terrible people.
Yeah, no, with the family invasion of privacy, I could see that. Like, let's say...
like if I don't have a child, I could never...
Right.
Yeah. I couldn't put myself in those shoes unless it happened to me. God willing, it never does happen. I mean, if it could not happen to anybody ever again, oh my Lord, that would be amazing. But I like I said, I can't put myself in that shoes. But if oh my God, if my child had been gunned down, I wouldn't want to see their face everywhere. I wouldn't want people talking about it ever. Like I just feel like it's such a deep personal thing that like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't put myself in that frame of mind to the full extent. But
even with the shooter's family, think about like because if you meet new people and let's say I don't know, your last name or something, like wait, and you're like, oh yeah, those that
then you're connected to it in a way, yeah.
And that people could think wrongly of you or something like that.
Well, that was like the Sandy Hook kid that killed his own grandmother first. Like, wow, that's disgusting.
It's your grandma. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But mental illness is a real problem, especially now.
That needs to be focused on with the money going to gun control. That's where that money should be going. I mean,
especially nowadays, I feel like it's definitely gotten worse. Mental illness
with quarantine and stuff.
Well, yeah.
Quarantine, I think, is a big part.
Yeah, that's
like we said, the numbers of gun deaths went up 25%, and if we attribute that 60% to the 25, that's a solid portion of that. That is suicides. Yeah, so 15% of that 25 approximately would be suicides.
Yeah, that's
sucks.
Unfortunate. And then the good people get blamed for that.
Yeah, that's my main thing.
Yeah.
The one story I did see, it was a couple years ago, the guy that in Texas where a guy came into a church and tried to shoot people up and he stopped them. I love that story.
Yeah. I remember that.
And the dude was just like, it needed to happen. I mean, and I actually like that because they actually like showed the good side of what can happen. I think actually, to people that are skeptical about firearms, exposing them to those stories, exposing them to those statistics we talked about, the fact that guns save lives, like to a large extent, like we talked about before, getting new people shooting so that they lose that fear, because I think a lot of people see big, loud, scary, dangerous, killing machines, and they're scared of them.
That was my first look. I was kind of scared because they were so loud and I was not expecting.
Well, that's the thing. Most people are actually scared more of the fact that they're gonna hear a loud bang than the actual. Than what's actually like coming out of it. Like I feel like when people go up to pull the trigger, I've seen quite a few people shoot their first shot and they're like slowly peeling the trigger back and then it pops and they do that little flinch jump. And then they realize they're like, wait, I'm in control of this thing. And then usually by the third or fourth shot, they're kind of just in it. They're like, it's just kind of getting past your own brain.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad made me shoot one at 10 years old, and he was like, just shoot it. Like, he just made it seem like nothing until I pulled the trigger, and then I realized, oh, that's nothing, Yeah. So kind of just breaking that stigma of big, scary, dangerous. That was a cute sound. I don't know, anything else you want to touch on this, dude?
No.
We kind of got into the negative side of society as a whole, which kind of sucks, but it's part of the larger conversation that needs to happen as a whole.
Yeah, I think not enough people talk about it all, I don't think.
I mean, honestly, some of the stuff going around about possible gun control from the federal level is not good.
There's more.
Not good.
Well, that'd be really bad. Not only because of like the people being killed, but I don't think it's right. I mean, it's people's right to have their guns, or whatever. Our founders made that so we could have our guns. And there's more guns in America than there is people.
But the one thing is, I don't think a confiscation could logically happen.
No, there's many
400 million guns.
That's more than the U.S. human population.
Yes. And we have, and the citizenry of the U.S. has more than half of the guns in the world. I believe is the number, 40%, half. Some are like a huge portion of the world's guns. And another thing to consider that I think a lot of people don't realize is that people that would be enforcing it, so military, cops, special force, police units,
all want guns.
they all want guns.
Yeah.
So they're not going to go out and take people's guns, put their lives in danger trying to do it
No, because
when they themselves want them.
agree. Yeah, they agree with that.
So I think there would be a massive amount of people that would either quit force or refuse to enforce.
Yeah, no, it would be a giant issue, and that's what I don't think people really think about how big. I mean, and people are gonna hide their guns. I mean, you can get a dog trying to sniff it out, but dogs are not gonna find
people in highly controlled states have guns that are illegal.
Yeah, you can literally
by state law.
You can put guns underwater in case and nobody will find them. So I think it's ridiculous that they think that's actually even possible.
But I mean, they come to your house. No, I don't have them.
Oh, all right. Okay.
That's the other thing I don't like about permit stuff is you have to register for something. So it's not a registry of what you have per se. I know there's states with handgun registries, which is disgusting. But it's not a registry of what you have, but it's a registry saying you're able to buy, which most likely means you have something. Which, like I said, in other states, you can literally just get a background check and then buy, which means you don't necessarily actually buy something.
Yeah.
Like they're just checking the database to make sure you're not a
Crazy
crook.
Yeah.
To make sure you haven't committed a crime. So,
wonderful.
I mean, dude, instant background checks are fantastic.
Very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
The issue, I mean, this is even with gun owners. People like good gun owners. Like I don't know if you call them legal, but like good.
Yeah, legal gun owners. Yep.
They'll call somebody and like, hey, you want this gun, and they exchange guns. I mean, that's not right. And
but also if that person is not supposed to have it, the person that sold it to him is liable.
Yeah.
So it's in your own hands if you give it to the wrong person.
Right.
Because then that firearm becomes illegal, which means it's illegal and you're liable for giving it to them, which is comes with an offense. Yeah, with a crime or a sentence or
which is good.
Yeah.
Then. So.
But yeah, that's the other thing. The private gun loophole, the gun show loophole. Like, spare me. To think that people are just passing guns out at gun shows is idiotic.
That's not how that works.
No. Yeah, we touched on some of this, like the instant background checks in our gun crash course, where people think background checks don't happen, but it's just because they're instant now because of our technological abilities.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can go into a store, they can do an instant background check with your social security number, and then you're cleared to buy a firearm. So long as you have any other permits. I mean, that's the one nice thing about the Connecticut permit. You already have a background check done, so now you have the permit.
Yeah, that's good.
And then
That's good.
then they're able to rescind it if you have a offense.
Yeah.
So then you have the 5 years clean. You don't have to get background checks, which I will admit is a good thing, but the actual process of getting it is stupid.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. No, there's good things, but bad things.
Mm-hmm.
More bad things usually.
I mean, I wish I was going to a college campus that allowed carry. I mean, the ones I'm looking at, I can register a firearm with the campus police and use it for hunting and range shooting, which is nice. So I can actually bring a firearm and utilize it while I'm up there.
Hey,
I won't complain.
no.
I'm planning to purchase a firearm this spring when I get my long gun permit. Not 100% set on what it is. I'm probably gonna get an in-between caliber rifle. So probably a 243 or a 25-06 so that I can utilize it for all different kinds of hunting.
Like a 270.
No, that's a little too much pop. Well, I coyote hunt too, so a good in-between caliber. I mean, you can find 243s. I think the smallest I found is 58 grain, which is just a coyote zapper. That's a perfect grain round.
And you can
Even up to 60s or 70s. Yeah, and then get a 100, 110.
Perfect.
And I don't deer hunt that much, so
yeah. But
I mean, it's also a good all-around gun to have as I go through life.
Yeah.
Just a good in-between gun to utilize in the
Teach
future.
your kids and whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is a great kid round.
Yeah. No, it's great.
I mean, I'm
starting.
not a little kid, but
No, but it's a great starting round. That's for
yeah, that's another myth thing is people think small calibers are kid guns, but no, you should have won.
A 223 can kill
Mhm.
just about.
But it's a fantastic entry firearm.
Yeah,
too.
it's
But
perfect.
I feel like that one doesn't get as much rap because it
Yeah.
has such a consistent usage. So that's not considered like a beginner's gun, but I feel like 243, like 22 cal,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. Like I feel like 243 gets a really bad rap for no reason. It's one of the best or most consistent hunting rifles in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, across the world even. I mean, I know they use it in Europe a lot for medium-sized deer and some of those smaller deer and stuff, and sheep and
You just gotta start.
boar and all kinds of stuff.
You gotta start with like you know, with your kids, Nerf gun, BB gun.
Exactly, 22.
Yeah, you move up the chain.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think that idea that any caliber is like a beginner caliber is stupid. Every caliber has a purpose, and if like I said, I need an in-between gun so I can drop down to those smaller grains and properly coyote hunt and not blow up pelts.
And then go up.
And then go up to deer hunting. So it has a use as an in-between all-around gun, and that is its purpose.
No, it's perfect.
So then to say it's a beginner caliber just because I may use it for multiple purposes, I just think is a stupid notion. And you hear it with a bunch of different things as well. I mean, that's kind of a myth in itself, too.
There's a lot of myths on guns.
Oh, I never asked you. Favorite gun to use? We never actually touched on that. I said my 12 gauge, the Beretta.
I haven't used like too many different guns, but I'd say my favorite that I have used was probably my great grandfather's 30-30.
Dude,
I rock with that.
you showed me some pictures of that, and it
Yeah.
looks pretty gnarly. It looks like a damn good gun.
Yeah, I like it.
Dude, I love older guns, too.
Me too.
A good legit, because that one's a Henry, right? A classic Henry.
I think so.
I
don't know.
Because, dude, those things will last a lifetime. Like I said, the Beretta 12 pump I have is a 1970 model, dude, and it still shoots probably as clean as it did the day it came off the line.
Perfect.
If you get a good clean, I mean, that's also because it's a pump. That one's a lever action.
Right.
And those are two both fantastic actions for long-term consistency. Just think of how simple a pump is. Think of how simple a lever is for reload. It's a very simple system that just consistently works. So I feel like getting stuff like that, a good bolt action is a very consistent. If you can actually, like I said, if you can find a good bolt action,
love them. Hey, he also has, or well, my grandfather has it now, but I showed you this one too. It's a semi-auto 12 gauge.
I've seen pictures of that.
Yeah, that thing is really nice too. It's an old one. It's really old one that also my great grandfather had. And that gun is my grandfather.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a million purposes for semi-auto shotguns too. But like if I had to go for a reliable thing that I could use for just about anything, I'd pick a pump.
Yeah.
Just like I said, such a simple system that
easy.
consistently works, easy to clean, easy to maintain. I mean, you can use it for anything. Like I said, I don't get the whole thing with semi-autos for turkeys.
Like why?
Like why do you need a semi-auto? I guess it's because a lot of them are more easily camo wrapped. That makes sense, but I don't get the need for like people say like you need a semi-auto for it. You're taking one round.
Yeah, no, you're shooting one.
And trust me, my pump 12, it hits all right. It hits good. It hits. It'll drop a turkey pretty damn easily. It still works.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, you could really use any gun for just about anything.
If it's a firearm, it can fulfill a purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the bottom line.
Yeah, within its purpose. Obviously, you can't kill a moose with a 22.
I don't know.
Maybe.
If you hit them really right or
behind the ear,
maybe. If you hit them really right or hit them a few times.
Yeah. Not, and if you take like one single long shot, I don't think so.
I'd put up quite a few on them.
Yeah.
But like I saw a thread the other day of somebody testing a 22 on a doe skull because they kept saying like you couldn't. People say you can't kill a deer with a 22, especially. They say the headshot glances off the thing, and he shot it at 30 yards, and it friggin' racked right through the skull. It would have. I mean, if it was a live deer, it would have mushed a brain. It would have killed that deer on spot dead.
Oh yeah.
So like that idea that like a 22 is not a capable round.
Silly.
It might be. I mean, it's one of the smaller rounds, so it's definitely the most understated round.
I probably wouldn't start off deer hunting with a 22.
I would not start. I would not deer hunt with a 22. I'm just saying it's.
Maybe if I get more experience, but I would not.
No, I wouldn't do it.
So if you're watching and thinking about that,
I wouldn't do it. But like guys hunting with 2.23s and people complain, dude. If you hit them right with a 2.23, like you said before, how fast the 2.23 shoots, dude, it'll zap right through. Accurate and flat, it'll zap right through them. It'll rip stuff up.
That's what Kendall Gray, he shot an 8-point buck with a 2.23.
I mean, people just hunt with their ARs. I mean,
Yeah.
2.23 or 5.56, and it'll rip right through them.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with the 2.43. People say it's the minimum. Like,
No.
if you hit them right, it doesn't.
Nope.
It'll do a lot more than be the minimum if you hit them with the right green bullet at the right
If
with a good shot.
If I were to start off deer hunting, I'd start with a shotgun probably.
Mm-hmm. I love slug hunting.
Yeah.
I like shooting slugs. Fun.
Yeah, and
Dude, they are
you
gnarly.
get decent range with them too. Like,
Yeah, if you have a good set, like I don't have a great slug setup, I could probably shoot 50 yards pretty accurately. But with a good slug, I know people like shoot 100 plus,
accurately.
100 to 150 yards with a good slug gun.
It's great.
And that's just a big projectile.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It'll drop
It'll
a deer on
kill
sight.
them quick.
It'll drop a deer on spot.
Oh yeah. They're strong.
Yeah, I don't know. I really wanted a 25-06.
Never even heard of that.
No, it's a tweener round. It's not a very common round.
You use a Mosin.
Yeah, but it's not a very common round, but it is a good tweener round. Like those things shoot fast as hell too. Like they're made to just zip. So I wanted one because you can drop the grains down and just make it shoot fast as hell.
Good Yodi round.
Great Yodi round, but then it's also they got bigger ones. They go up into like the 120 grain,
Like
and they'll smack a deer.
Hey, good.
But I was thinking like get them super fast so they zip right through, and then blow it up.
Yeah.
But I mean those 2.43, those small rounds, those things sizzle like 3,000 feet per second. They sizzle.
Yeah.
I saw a couple that went like 3,200 feet per second.
Jeez.
Compared to like a 110 grain that goes like 2,800, dude, they sizzle. Those 58s, those 60 some odd grains, dude, they'll sizzle. But yeah, like I said, I was looking for a 25-06, and our Cabela's doesn't have a good one.
No.
At least the one near us. So maybe I can find one in a gun shop somewhere, but I don't know. I'll settle for a 2.43. I've found a couple good options for that. So, dude, if I get a 2.43, there will be a video about it, dialing it in, shooting it. I don't care. I don't care how basic of a gun it is. And I'm not going to get a trashy one either. Because there's so many 2.43s out there that you can get a really bad one.
It's a really good gun. 2.43 is a really good
perfectly good middle of the range caliber.
Yeah.
Capable of a lot of different things. That's exactly what I want. But like I said, there's so many available that there are some really bad ones. So I'm going up in the price range into like the 500, 600, 700 range. So I'm getting a good consistent gun that I know, like I said, through the years will do right by me. I'm not dropping in that $200-300 range if I'm buying a firearm.
No.
I mean, those are starter guns. I don't need a starter gun. I'm perfectly capable.
Practice rounds, I feel.
Yeah, practice guns. Like I said, I'm perfectly capable of utilizing a firearm, so I'd like a nice one to do it with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that gun will last you a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a good bolt action.
Yeah.
Last forever.
Bolt actions.
Not a wood stock either, so it'll the one I'm specifically looking at, or the couple I'm looking at, neither of them have wood stock, so it wouldn't dry out and crack or break good. Or I don't know, if you had to buy a firearm right now, what would you get?
I think I'd go with the 30-06. Honestly, for some reason,
that's a mean round.
That gun.
It's a lean, mean American round right there.
Yeah, I like that gun. Just
that's a deer machine.
Yeah, deer. You get elk. I mean,
I've always thought of getting a 30-06.
It's just
as well.
It's just a good. I mean,
it's a little slept on now. It's a little outdated.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it for coyotes.
No, you blow them up. But they're still perfectly capable, very good 30-06 guns. But I think it's just kind of people forgot about it.
Yeah.
For some of like the 6.5 mils, 270 is still huge.
They use that for wolves a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
270 is a great big game round.
Oh yeah.
You can kill people, shoot elk with them. But even then, like 30-06 talking is a little bit older, especially because it was used in old war rifles too, or variations of it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a big ammo history or gun history guy in that regard. Guns more than ammo, but there's guys I know like the ins and out of every ammo ever put behind powder. But I know 30-06 is an older round. I think it just, like we said, it's fallen out to other more capable rounds, but it's still a very good round.
Yeah.
Very good, very well tested. Again, test of time. And if you can find the right gun for it, which with modern firearms, you can find the right gun for it. Very good round. I would say a 270. I already have one of those in the safe, so I don't need to get another one. I can always borrow it from Papa.
Those guns are
fun gun to shoot.
Yeah.
Another just good, hard-hitting deer round.
Yeah, it's
like if I had to pick one round to go shoot a deer with, it might be 270.
Yeah, that's what.
A good 150 grain 270 is just gonna smack, put them down.
You put that right through an elk.
Yeah, what are the big ones? 170s, 180s.
A lot. I've seen
175s. I think is the biggest ones I've seen. Maybe 180s.
Guy, if you watching Randy Newberg on YouTube, I don't know, but one of his son, he went hunting with his son. They had he took what was it? Oh, it was a 308 with 180 grains and put down a big bull elk. It just
308's a damn good round too. Speaking of really good rounds, 308.
Oh, yeah,
very good round.
A little big for deer, but
no.
I
know people that shoot them.
Yeah, well, no, people.
It'll friggin' work.
Oh yeah, people shoot them, but I don't know if that's exactly be my ideal.
Gun. It's a humane kill. They're dropping.
Yeah,
and it's gonna friggin' do the job.
300 Winchester mag.
That's a big round. I know people who shoot or at least a couple guys that shoot whitetails with 7mm. That's a big round too. That puts them down.
338.
Yeah. Round. I don't know. I'd like a 7mm someday maybe, or something around that class.
30-06 and 300 would probably be my guns.
It also depends where each of us end up.
Yeah, right. If I live out in the West, I'd want those too.
Something a little pack.
Right.
Well, I'm thinking of going south where there's nothing.
Yeah.
Massive, but
you got those big old boars down there.
Test one on a feral hog.
Yeah.
I don't think the 308 will be nice to them, but it'll.
People say they taste really good.
They say they actually taste pretty good if you make them.
Yeah, I'd be honest.
Like a harsh.
I would totally go down there and shoot one.
They say it's almost like a harsher pork or a gamier pork, and pork is a very mild meat, so
you could do a lot with that.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't eat like one of those like 400-pound boar because they probably taste like grass, like grass and dirt. But
you gotta get one of those like perfect eaters. It's just the same thing with fish. You want like a perfect eater size fish.
Exactly. Yep. But another thing with the 243, why I want it, I want to open up a hunting ranch.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic guide gun.
Yeah. Dude, if you're doing coyotes and deer,
exactly. But like if you have people that want or need to rent a firearm, 243 is a great caliber, like we said, for younger shooters. So if you have like a kid that's just getting into hunting and they're on your ranch, obviously they're already paying to hunt the ranch, but if they want to rent a firearm to utilize, that would be a great one to dish out. Like I said, I might have another firearm, so if there's a larger, older shooter, they can choose between the two.
Right.
But 243 is a very capable caliber. Like if there was like a 12, 13-year-old kid that came and said, all right, my son needs a gun to hunt today. Dude,
Perfect.
Pass me $50 for the rent fee and take the
There
$243.
you go.
It will drop anything on this ranch, you know.
Just don't shoot a turkey with it.
Yeah. Don't kill my turkeys out of season. Don't touch them. But no, I definitely want to do that. I would love to open a hunting
That
ranch.
would be awesome. That would be.
If we both could have ranches in like different places, that would be badass.
Oh man, dude, one in the west, one in like the south. Oh my god, that'd be cool.
I mean, we're way into it. I don't know how many people are gonna watch an hour and a half of us talking, but
Whatever.
we can do it at the start of another podcast also. But just kind of what's happening with you right now. I know a lot of people are asking.
It's like, what do you mean?
What's happened in your life? People are asking how Max and Nate are. So.
Max and Nate. Dude.
Oh no! What are your future? What's like the next year or so look like for you? What are your plans for the deep future? Stuff like that.
Well, the plans for this coming up year, I want to start religiously like lifting and just like getting healthier and like just bettering myself overall, mentally, physically, just like maybe just help myself. And then
We started talking about long plans, but
whatever.
if you got a specific one.
In the deep future, I would definitely would want to start some sort of business to build myself up of some sort, and then with enough money, hopefully, I have a few plans with one of my friends. I definitely want to build up a business and get enough money, and then I can carry on my dream, because I would love to open a ranch, hunting cattle, not hunting the cattle, but
no, that's bad.
But like
bad.
Having a cattle
That'd be a
ranch.
pretty easy hunt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there he is.
No, boom. But having a cattle ranch and maybe some horses, because there's really good money in horses, and definitely opening
And like
up.
raising horses.
Oh
mean?
yeah, and then definitely opening up for hunting as well. That would be incredible to me.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I do like the city too. I mean, no, I take that with a grain of salt.
I like going there.
Yeah,
It's not staying there.
Yeah, I'm sort of a mix from the country, but also a city. That's for they're just kind of in between there.
Yeah.
And I definitely would enjoy it. Like, one of my dreams is definitely go to Las Vegas for whatever reason. I just want to go there.
Who wouldn't want to go to Vegas?
It's awesome.
For me, short term, did I mention it before that I turn 8? Yeah, I did say it. I turn 18 in literally a week from today.
Be a big boy.
I'll be a big boy. I'm a grown little boy.
Yeah.
But when I turn 18, like I said, long gun permit, firearm stuff. Prepping for college is a huge thing right now. I don't know how many of our viewers know I'm a big time football player, kicker, and punter. So I'm in talks with some universities. I don't know if I'm going to end up playing football or not. Depends on the money issue. I obviously want to go for my specific major and as little as possible. In terms of financials, definitely looking at getting into stocks soon. I've been looking at them for a couple of years. So I'm probably going to set up a main account for primary investing. And then I might set up some more saving style account, maybe a mutual fund or something to and then utilize the 2 different funds to help pay off college expenses.
That's smart.
And then maybe also have some wealth left over to start building out. And then Max started talking about ranches. I was talking about before, I would love as a final job to own my own hunting preserve / ranch, open it for people to hunt, and then keep going as a fishing guide. Well, I mean, doing things I enjoy is like part-time stuff, using investing to keep wealth up so that I'm able to do those things. Work as a part-time fishing guide. Doing a ranch and preserve would be ideal. Owning my own land, working my own land. And then also I would love to do land consultations for people with hunting land. So I can go in, do consultation of the land, do food plots, bedding areas, trails, stuff like that to prep other people's land for hunting.
Yeah.
Because first of all, there's good money in that. Second of all, it just puts you in the wilderness to do things you love, interact with wildlife, support wildlife, make better lands for wildlife. And I mean, that's just kind of my dream.
You could also be building a dream for somebody else by
Exactly.
doing that. It could, inspiration.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, like in terms of like stocks and everything, definitely, I think at some point I would want to go into real estate because I'm not like getting a job, but like owning some sort of property that people can rent out.
It's a good way to make money.
Why not?
Or buying, renovating, and selling is another way to make decent money. Flipping.
Yep.
Yeah, I also have a couple friends who are interested in getting into stocks, so I'll probably be taking them along for that. Like I said, I've been looking at it for years, so I've done practice accounts or portfolios. I was showing Max before. I have a list of about 45 stocks currently that are on my watch list. I'm not rich by any means, not even close. So I'm not going to be dumping thousands of dollars into investing. It'll probably be a couple few hundred to start. As I work more, I'll kind of split that money, find out what I want to start investing, taking dividends from those stocks and reinvesting and just kind of slowly building that, like I said. So then I have options. I have some wealth underneath me leaving college. I'll obviously continue all that through my 4 years. And I mean, in 4.5 years, you can build some wealth underneath you. So
crazy shit can happen.
I'm not going to go high risk, high growth stuff,
right?
Because I just want to build wealth. I don't necessarily need to
go right to the
I don't need to start fighting penny stocks for thousands of dollars. But I'm trying to pick out good dividend stocks so I can earn money back from the companies, and then also some solid growth stocks to build wealth underneath me, so I have that available. And like I said, I have some friends who want to get into it along with me. So I think me being somewhat knowledgeable, getting involved even in just practice portfolios, great way to get involved in stocks, because then obviously you're not using your own money, so you're not losing money, but you can still see how the stocks are working. You can find ones to watch, stuff like that. So I think that experience underneath me, but then also going through it with other people or bringing other people with me and teaching them. I always think teaching is a great way of learning. So I think helping people along the way will be huge. And then, of course, I'm helping good friends of mine. So that, of course, just hits me right in the heart, makes me happy.
Yeah.
So if I can build wealth for myself, build wealth for them, we can grow together. I'm definitely going to make Max do stocks when he turns 18.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you could. Do you have a bank account of some sort?
Yeah.
You can start right now if you want to. The only thing is when you're under 18, it's a joint account. So your parents will still be involved. But once you're 18, that's why I'm just waiting till I'm 18. Literally.
So you have your own.
It's a month away. Or a week away, sorry. But so that's why I just ended up, I'm like, all right, I haven't done it yet, so I'm just going to wait now.
Yeah.
And it had been a little while since I had really gotten in and watched stuff. So I'm like, all right, I started looking in November. So I'm like, all right, we've gotten past the volatile period of 2020. Everything's kind of set into a groove. 2021 might be a weird year for it, but because of things popping up and then dropping again because of different lockdowns and just obviously the thing with GameStop lately is a little whack. I don't think it'll affect the market too much as a whole, as much as people think.
What happened with GameStop?
So basically, there's these things called hedge funds, which basically is high-level investors. They bet on a company failing. So GameStop, because people are buying digital games now, it's not as big, so it was plummeting the past few years. So these high-level investors were hedging on it to fail. So then as it drops, they actually make money. So basically a bunch of Reddit people didn't like that and they wanted to piss off the wealthy. So they all just went in like the thousands and just bought the shit out of it. So it spiked like 200%. And then that also meant that those people who were investing in the hedges for it to fail lost like millions and billions of dollars off of it because they spiked it so high.
I kind of respect that, but that's also a shitty thing to do. But I mean,
yeah, it's a little.
But you're saving a business, I guess. So
well, it depends. It depends if you can hold it there. I don't think it's going to hold there very well.
No, right.
But the one thing with, it's kind of a bunch of salty people who are just pissed off at the wealthy, which I think is a little But the other thing, like I was saying, I don't think it'll affect the market as a whole too much. But the only problem is people start like emptying out the market or running from the market, which is basically where they'll leave they'll sell out their stocks in an industry to move to another, or they'll sell out. It depends on the situation, or they'll sell out their stocks in a company to go to another part in that same industry. So say like you had a bunch of stocks in Johnson and Johnson. Obviously, it's a very consistent stock, so it wouldn't fail. But if that started to fail, you'd sell those and then go somewhere else in the healthcare industry, or undiversify from the health industry and go to another industry.
Yeah. Okay.
So that could happen in some cases where these highly wealthy investors start selling off from other industries to cover further losses and GameStop and then the other companies, AMC. So they could sell from other industries and other companies to cover that, which is why like Coca-Cola is a massive investment company. And it's very consistent also. So I'm guessing some people might actually sell out of it and drop the stock because it's so consistent and they know they can get back into it at another point.
Yeah.
That's one of my stocks to watch because it's consistent. It's a consistent dividend. You know what dividend is?
Yeah, and that's something that probably won't die, really.
No.
Coca-Cola is very...
Yeah, a lot of those snack and drink and food companies are pretty consistent. Yeah. Unless it's restaurant companies, those are a little more iffy at times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a few locked out. Have you seen commercials for Hims and Hers, the online healthcare? No. That seems like it'll be it's gone up from like $2 to 16 over the past year or so, in its first year of being public. So that could be a consistent growth one that I'm looking at. Like I said, Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen McDonald's stuff? I was watching it like a year ago, and it's gone up by like a lot.
No, yeah, it dropped a little, as most things did in March of 2020, but it's pretty consistent. So it's on my watch list too.
Yeah,
it's good dividend stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what dividends are?
Nope.
So it's basically if you own a share in a company and the company's large enough or capable of it. So when you buy a stock, you technically own a piece of the company.
Oh, okay.
So by owning that stock, if the company has a dividend, they pay you out a certain percentage for owning part of the company. So like,
okay, I got you.
And usually they're done quarterly. So every what's a quarter? 3 months or so. So January, April, whatever. So every few months they'll pay out a portion of it. So say like a company has 2% annual dividend yield. So that means the first quarter they'll pay you 0.5% of the share. So if it's I need to do a calculator. My brain's too fried to do math right now. So if, say it's a $20 share,
okay.
So that means over the course of the year, you're going to get a 2% dividend yield. So if we go, that's too many zeros. So 2%, that means you're going to earn 40 cents back that the company's going to pay you. So now if we own 100 shares of that, now we're getting $40 back from that company just for owning shares and therefore owning portions of that company. Does that make sense?
Yes, I got.
So that's why, especially like I was saying with building wealth, I'm looking to get into dividends that I can get money back to reinvest or to have as money, like as cash money, to then either put and save it. So I might split it.
Yeah, you might do whatever you want.
And then I have a couple other dividends that are high dividend yields, which will probably go down, but the stock will probably go up alongside that. So the stock wealth will go up even as the dividend drops. So the value will rise of the company as a whole, even if I'm not getting as much direct payment out from the company. But yeah, it's a long-winded way of saying I'm getting into stocks.
Yeah, stocks are very.
Yeah, my brain's too fried to think right now. I had school, basketball, practice, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Too much.
But yeah, I mean, you can decide if you want to get into stocks now or not.
Yeah,
with a joint account.
Probably.
Or you could because then you have wealth built. Hopefully, if it goes right, you have wealth built. And then when you're 18, it's yours to go at,
Yeah.
And it is a hard thing to understand. A lot of people don't get it. I think breaking it down to those simple components, like what a stock is, it's owning a piece of a company. Therefore, this is why you get dividend yield, and this is why it's important to find growth. And then also dollar cost averaging. So if you buy a stock at $40 and then $45, your average is 42.5. That is if you buy the same number of shares, and then finding that dollar cost average to know if you're actually growing on it. So I think those are like those very simple things that people just aren't taught or don't quite understand. And that's why I said before, it's pretty beneficial to sit down and talk with somebody and actually learn it. So much for Guns podcast. Now we're talking about stocks and
from guns, lifestyle, and stocks.
Hell, we could talk about that in a whole podcast too. Stocks and lifestyle and future plans. Hey, that could be our next podcast. All of our future plans. I mean, we kind of just covered it for 8 minutes or so now.
We should do anti-hunter sometime too.
Oh my God, vegans.
Yeah.
Dude, I could trash some vegans. I gotta lie. Sorry if there's any vegans watching, but I don't have a problem with vegans. I have a problem with the crazy vegan activists.
Yeah. No, I mean, if someone's vegan.
Dude, I'm blocked on PETA's main page. I'm just saying.
Who's?
PETA. I said a few too many logical things, I guess.
Yeah, so boom, there's our 2 next ideas. Lifestyle and anti-hunters.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I mean, that's what we've been saying from the start, though, with the podcast. Like, we do, or I specifically do, it's my channel. Get the hell out of my channel. No, I'm just kidding. But Max and I, we do the podcast because it gets us away from doing all the outdoor stuff because, I mean, we love doing it, but
of course.
We're both love a lot of different things. So I think getting to reach out to that, talk with other people, get people's questions, answer them in our minds, our opinions, apply what we know to them. That's why we love when we get questions from people. I mean, maybe we'll have guests on someday. Hopefully the channel keeps growing. Yeah, we love doing the podcast because, I mean, what stuff have we done? We've done guns today. We did music in the last one. Unfortunately, that one got copyright claimed. That's why it looks like it's number 4, number 6. We did a self-defense class. That was fun as hell. I got to throw Max around a bunch. What else have we done? So we've done guns, music, self-defense. Max and I asked each other questions, which was pretty fun.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
About outdoor stuff. We answered a bunch of hunting questions with one.
We did ice fish?
And then we did ice fishing for another. So that's our 6, and we've hit a bunch of... I mean, the majority of them, like if you actually look at the majority of something to do with the outdoors, like guns, ice fishing, hunting, the questions we asked each other were outdoors related. But like going out into music, we kind of started talking about lifestyle, which now it seems like that will probably be our next one. Or something along those lines, but doing that stuff, the self-defense stuff, because I did it for years, so I love that stuff. Getting to do that stuff is definitely a lot of fun, and to share it with people is pretty awesome.
Yeah. No,
I don't think Max is going to disagree with that.
No. I agree.
And like I said, I think it's fun to diversify a channel. Like I feel like there's channels that just stagnate because they keep doing the same things over and over. If it's an educational thing, I think it's more useful, which is why we do a lot of that stuff too.
Right.
But I feel like there's just a bunch of channels that like vlog channels and stuff where it's just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. All you're doing is talking about your freaking car every day. Like I don't care that much.
Could be a flare.
Well, yeah, well that's interesting because it's something different. There's farming, hunting, fishing, guns. Like,
oh, you see the video? He got the cow hunting blind, and he goes, "You want to go pull up bow strings? Move, move." Marches, he goes. What?
Yeah, but like even like weightlifting channels, like you and I are big into fitness, but I don't need to watch a guy throw weights around when I can go and do that in the gym myself.
Exactly.
Like I know how to hit a freaking bench press. I don't need to watch this guy do it every week.
I just want some tips, and then I'm good. Just tell me, oh yeah, do this.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're coming from with the podcast. Is I love long form stuff. Also, I love listening to full podcasts.
Yeah.
So doing that myself, I like talking a lot. You can probably notice that. So getting to talk and do my own long form stuff, I enjoy doing a lot. And I think you get a lot more from long form podcast style videos and speeches and talks and lecture. We're obviously not lecturing. We're just having a good time. I mean, we kind of got into a little lecture earlier, but
it's a very strong opinions.
yeah. But I think you learn a lot more from that, and you connect a lot more from that.
Yeah.
Like I can put out as many 15-minute videos as you want. You'll find some of my personality, some of Max's personality, but especially when we do the fun stuff like the self-defense and the music, you see a lot of it pop out where it's an hour and a half, an hour, even the 30-minute one we did, what was it, 30, 40 minutes? That stuff, you get a little more of us, a little more connection. I don't care if right now we have 33 subscribers. I don't care if it's that or if we reached the thousands. I don't care. I just want to connect with people, have fun.
Yeah.
Talk with my buddy.
All about fun. Yeah, that's except decisions.
I mean, yeah. Now we're just kind of talking about everything, so I think it's time to break it down. Right. So yeah, we kind of started talking about there. So I think the next podcast is probably going to be lifestyle stuff, future plans. We kind of just skimmed over that, but we can get into depth and really talk about it next time. And then what was the other one?
Anti-hunters.
Oh, anti-hunters, vegans, dude, that's just a fun topic. Oh my Lord. Like people of that variety think they piss hunters off. We just love it. No, we love making fun of it. It's so much fun.
Because there's so much issues. If humans didn't hunt, there would be so much issues with the wildlife.
There would be so many issues, dude. Oh my God.
But then again,
but those people are just hilarious. Yeah, it's funny.
That's good.
So I think we'll definitely, like I said, the lifestyle one will probably be a lot longer because we can go into so many different areas.
Oh.
I mean, we'll probably end up going into stuff like this in terms because that's our lifestyle.
Right.
Like we could go back into guns and stuff, but that'll probably be the next one, and then we'll do it. I don't know if that'll be a video or a podcast. We'll probably do a podcast on it, but doing that'll be
interesting. It'll be fun.
Like, oh my God,
it'll be fun.
Oh, we are. I haven't even told Max this. I don't know if he can go. We're going ice fishing Sunday, so expect a video of that. So we'll finally get something besides the podcast for you guys. If you hate the long form stuff, like I said, I don't. But I know a lot of people don't like long form stuff. So if you've been missing the outdoor stuff, and want to see some of that, we'll have ice fishing video Sunday. I don't know. Can you go Sunday?
Probably.
We're getting up early, so. Yeah, that put a little bitter taste in his mouth.
That's nice.
There's going to be pike there, though.
Okay.
Yeah, Max is in. I got him. But yeah, so expect an ice fishing video, whether it's a great day or it's absolutely dreaded. I'll still put out a video. Again, just a way to connect with you guys.
Bantam?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, one of the larger lakes in our state, about an hour away. That doesn't matter to you guys. You guys just want to see fish come through the ice.
Sleep. You just sleep in the car. Just sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
No, my dad will make me drive so he can friggin' sleep. Oh, man. Have they? Oh, I don't know if they. Oh, no, they've. Yeah, he's kind of been on the channel a little bit. I mean, kind of in like quick shots and like saltwater videos and stuff. But yeah, you'll see everybody because Max and I are both pretty good with the camera in terms of that outdoor stuff. So we'll both be on cameras of some variety. We'll probably we'll have 5 people out. So we can pass the chest camera around too and have some fun with that and put everybody on the camera. Probably make my dad film a couple times. It'll be funny. I mean, if we're chasing tip-ups, it's gonna be hectic. Everybody's got a phone. I mean, run that cam on the phone. So
tip-ups are awesome.
Tip-ups are awesome. But yeah, so we keep getting long-winded on random points. But yeah, we'll have ice fishing video coming out for you guys. Next podcast, lifestyle. We'll do an anti-vegan hunter, maybe a video and a podcast because that's just a fun video and that's just a fun topic.
It's good stuff.
It's funny. Like I said, people think like it pisses hunters off. It does to some extent, but it's just funny. It's hilarious.
It's just annoying that like oh, the poor animals. It's life. If us like if
hey, save it for the podcast. We don't need the whole rant, Max. Stop it. But yeah, so we'll be getting into that stuff. Obviously, Fridays, schedule change. Like I said, we were doing it at 4. Now it's going to be closer to 6:40 or 6:45 every Friday, because of my schedule. So expect that for podcasts. Expect the ice fishing video. I put our links for everything down below. You can check out my guide service. I do ice fishing guides in Connecticut. I do. But I do ice fishing guides. I have basically an open list. So if you first come, first serve, it's based on safe ice. So if there's ice available, I fish Sundays. So if you can fish a Sunday and there's safe ice available, you're the first on the list, we're going ice fishing that Sunday. And then it's, like I said, first come, first serve. So if I have 3 people on the list and the third person doesn't get to go out, then I'll give them a discount on future fishing if they're able to go. So then, yeah. So if you want to sign up for a guide, go to either the Instagram and you can DM me there, or email me through that, or you can go to the website and book a trip through that. Either way, it'll be either you're messaging me or you'll receive an email in return. If you don't want to do ice fishing, you can sign up for spring dates to trout fishing. You might even see Max there along with you.
Oh man, I love trout fishing so much.
Dude, trout fishing at the river is awesome. Or crappie fishing is fantastic as well. Those are probably my 2 most recommended guides for sure.
My favorites.
Max's favorites, my favorites. But yeah, if you would be interested in that, go check out the Instagram account for my guide service or the website. If you want to connect with either of us personally, you can go to my Instagram account down below or Max's. If you have questions for future podcasts or video ideas, I mean, DMs are open. Yeah, go right to us.
We don't bite, don't worry.
Max might.
Maybe a little bit.
He says it just so he's not so scared, but he bites sometimes. He attacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to get in touch with us that way, you can go there. Leave comments below if you have questions regarding anything we talked about in this video. Obviously the focus was guns. We went off on a bunch of tangents.
Whatever.
But yeah, leave comments down below with questions. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Like I said, we have more podcasts and outdoor content coming out. So definitely subscribe if you're into that or interested in seeing where we go with that. Check out some of our earlier videos. We kept referencing our gun crash course video from a couple weeks ago. So if you want to know at any point where we're talking about that, obviously go back and watch that. Regardless, it's very good information to go check out, learn, show your friends and family so they can learn some of the basics about firearms.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it. Subscribe, like, comment. Check us out on Instagram. Check out my guide service if you're interested, or send it to other people. And until then, my name is Nate.
My name is Max.
And this has been Big Bird Outdoors, podcast number 6. And we will see you next time on the ice or in another podcast, depending on what you watch next. Peace out.
Adios. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.